Sun Ra was a musician and band leader, and he was involved in music that could probably be best described as being experimental music. Sometimes he's kind of lumped amongst free jazz. He was active between 1934 and 1993 when he died, and he released over 100 albums in that time. Um, his kind of pivotal moment in his life, he describes as being in around 1936 or 1937. He took a trip to Saturn, and I couldn't possibly comment on whether there were any substances involved. Apparently, this was a religious experience. He gained in the process a philosophy and a mission to pacify the world through experimental music. And to all intents and purposes, it seems like he was completely convinced by this conviction. Either that, or it was a very elaborate joke that he perpetuated over a long period of time. He assembled a band, which was often called the orchestra, but changed names at various points. And apparently, members of the band were also convinced by his philosophy. So, I think a polite word to describe him would be eccentric.
Hi, my name's Dan, and this is a review of the album Jazz in Silhouette by Sun Ra and his orchestra. It was released in 1958. It was his third studio album, and it's my first time listening to it. So this is the fifth Sun Ra album that I've reviewed on this channel. I'm working my way through the 3,000 best albums of all time, according to a list created by Acclaimed Music, who've made this by amalgamating some algorithm from critics' lists. And the scores that I've had previously range from 6.9 down to 2.5, which is one of my lowest scores ever. So I've had mixed feelings about Sun Ra. It was is a weird thing to say when I've had low scores for somebody. I was kind of looking forward to seeing what kind of bonkers we were going to have this time. And the answer is actually very little. It's not really bonkers or weird at all. It's mostly pretty straightforward jazz with occasional elements that feel a bit more experimental. So this is from his quote, not quite sure who I'm quoting from here, relatively conventional early career Chicago period. So apparently he really went weird once he moved to New York. Take away from that, whatever you like. So this is instrumental jazz. It's a mid-sized band. So I would certainly not describe this as small band, but I don't think they're quite big enough to be a big band. I think in 1958, jazz was going through a process at this point of slimming down from big band to small band. Mostly this has been done by now. So we've got piano, we've got bass, which of course is upright bass, we've got drums, and then we've got 7 other people who are mostly brass players, but they occasionally play flutes and things like that. Sun Ra, as well as playing the piano occasionally, apparently plays celeste and gong, and I did spot the gong at one point. And it's okay. It has a variety of tempos and feels. It mostly feels quite constrained and as if they're behaving themselves well. It does occasional differences in feel, like a kind of ethnic Eastern feel for the track, particularly the track Ancient Ethiopia, with flutes and kind of trancy drumming stuff going on. It's played decently well, it's arranged decently well, and they seem to be enjoying themselves, and it has some atmosphere to it. The overall impression that I had was it's not particularly impactful, but it's pretty pleasant, and I enjoyed it. So I could spend ages trying to analyze it. Instead, I just soaked it in and enjoyed it, and I would say it's decent, but not hugely, as I keep saying, not hugely weird or noteworthy in its difference to other stuff or its expectations. So that's what I think, but I'd love to know what you think of the album. So can you tell me by leaving me a comment? I'd love it. That'd be brilliant. But that's it from me for now.